The only time Stalkers can be Marauders is early game, and you need like a better number and a Zealot to tank.
Uh-huh.
Like Stim Marines will beat Stalkers, Stim Marauders will beat Stalkers, and even non-Stim Marauders will often beat Stalkers. So really, Stalkers are garbage. But um, wait, you're still gonna? No, this can't be. Is this guy really gonna drop the ball? Yeah, I forgot to make Medivacs, and then he chase you out. That's so cute. Well, um, so yeah, it wasn't like the best game, but it was pretty good.
It was
Showed
brutal. It was brutal. You can be honest.
well, no, but it shows you have ball and you stick in the game until like the end, so that's good. Um, but yeah, usually what's your like mentality about upgrades? What do you go with? Shit.
Usually I start off with attack, and then I go shields. One of my big mistakes in StarCraft in general is making probes and knowing when to upgrade and knowing when to cut off probes, because I have this mentality as usually, because I'm not gonna lie, I basically four gated and DT'd my way into diamond, and then
Okay.
when I got into diamond, I started mixing my builds up, doing some three gate robos, some forge fast expands and whatnot on specific maps, and I started to gradually open up my build orders, and now I'm really struggling because I've always had 80% of my games were 10-minute games because I four gated or I did some cheesy shit or I got lucky. And now that I'm playing mid to late macro games, I have a hard time knowing when to stop building, because I always, usually cut probes when you four gate, and then you just basically just go, 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 go. And I'm so used to doing that. So now I have this. Now when I'm playing, I'm like, oh well, if I keep building probes, I'm not gonna be able to get this extra zealot, or not gonna be able to get this extra stalker, or it's gonna slow down my me getting giraffes, or sorry, colossus, or whatever.
Yeah. Well, the way upgrades work, right? Like that's the scenario if you one gate FE. If you three gate robo, it can differ, but basically if you one gate FE, you go into three gate, you get a robo, and then you scout.
Hmm.
Usually I don't like to commit to a tick pad before I scout, unless like I've obviously seen like his army composition or I have a good idea of what he's doing. But basically, when you scout, if they have a fuck ton of Marines, I usually go Colossus One Forge.
Okay.
The One Forge to not, although the Colossus One Forge, I'm starting to think it's not that good, and I think I should just go Colossus and double Forge later on. But anyway, so I go Colossus One Forge because they have a lot of Marines I need AoE. Let's say they open one racks, but they didn't make a fuck ton of Marines, and they're going Medivacs, I'll go Blink one Forge, or double Forge. But I've started to not like double Forge just because I like Blink so much. But yeah, so I go Blink and one Forge. And then you just keep upgrading from one Forge. You start with the defense.
Hmm.
Unless like you're going Colossus, you start with armor, and then once you have one armor, you can either go two armor or one weapon. And once you get a third, that's when you add the second forge. If, let's say you go Colossus, no forge, and you're still not on three base, you can go double forge to catch up. But really, like, and it's the same thing against Zerg too. Like, if you see that they're getting their upgrades, like with two evos, you can add a second forge. But usually, I stick to one forge. And against Zerg, you want to go like plus one weapon, plus two weapon, plus three weapon, and then you get armor.
Okay.
If you're going Colossus and you're short on money to get the Twilight, you can go for armor. Armor's not that bad. If you do a timing attack with getaway units, one armor is not that bad. But usually, the big ball of death, Colossus, Immortal, Pew Pew, plus three weapon against her is the best way to go. But like I said against Terran, it's always good to go for armor unless you go for Colossus. So you always want to have like one armor, one weapon, two armor, one weapon, and then you go double forge, so you'll have like three armor, two weapon, and then three weapon, one shield, and then you upgrade the shield as the game goes on.
Okay. All
Does that
right.
make
That
sense?
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that's how upgrades work usually. And like I said, against Terran, I like to react a lot to what they do to decide what I'm gonna do because I find like timing attacks are really stupid. Because if they have mid-evacs, they can drop you. Timing attacks with Immortal are a bit popular, but I'm not Korean and I haven't seen or copied a build yet against Terran, so I really don't have any timing attack against Terran. I just play react to what they do in macro and do good.
Hmm.
And yeah, so we're gonna if try in your chat to find someone
Okay.
Diamond Terran to play you.
Is there anybody in my stream right now that is a high-level Diamond Terran? If so, go into channel Leg TV. Yeah, I'm. What was that?
No, sorry, go ahead.
I'm on my Smurf account right now.
Okay. Um, we'll go in Tiga. It's a really good map. It's a hard map to defend drops if you don't have good observer control. Oh yeah, and one thing too, observers need two, one at the entrance
Mm-hmm.
and one scouting their tech. And once they're leaving, the one at the entrance, you need to clip it on a Marauder, aka take the observer and click on one of the Marauder. Marauder is slow. Usually the observer will follow the army on its own.
Okay.
And then the second observer, as they move out, you still need to follow that army, but from the side. So if they scan, they won't get your second observer, and usually they'll scan and then drop. But because of the second observer, you'll see where the drops are headed, and then you can defend good.
Aha. Okay.
So that's a good way to not get owned by drops. Because, like, drops are already hard when you know it's coming. If you don't know it's coming and you don't have... Usually what you do is you keep, like, 6, 7 stalkers in the main. And if you really know that they're going to drop, you can warp in one or a Zal or two to tank the heat for the stalkers, and then you pick up them in evacs.
Okay. All right. So, did you want to invite me?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay.
And you can suggest whoever you're picking.
Okay. So, is this what you do full time? You play StarCraft?
Yeah. Like, you can make it work, like, go pro, if you, like, study or have a job and you play it part-time as a hobby, but it takes luck, like, only a few people made it, like Torzane and stuff. But, every pro in their life played a fuck ton at some point where they had, like, an opportunity to only focus on the game. But, for me, I'm more of, like, hard worker type, like, I have to play a lot and I'm working a lot on it because I really want to make it. And players like Naniwa and Huck are the hard worker type where they sacrifice everything, and it didn't happen magically. Some players it happened magically, but some don't. So if you don't get good on your own, like really quickly, then it's never gonna happen unless you put in a lot of work. So.
Okay. Well, I'm not trying to go pro or anything. I'm just trying not to be a scrub.
Oh yeah, no, like, in the end you want to have fun. Some days are not fun for me, but I still put in the work because, I have to.
All right. I suggested... I don't know why this isn't working.
Oh, I didn't invite. Yeah, you did suggest, hold on.
I can do it again.
Oh, no, I'm just like a noob when it comes to playing games and inviting. Oh, well, there we go.
Okay, there we go.
So yeah, we're gonna 1 gate FE and focus on scouting.
Okay.
And yeah, like what I usually do is get one star. I skip the Zod, I get a Stalker, and if I see they're going Marauder, I usually go Sentry Zod. If I don't see Marauder, I'll usually go Sentry and just get an earlier Robo. And yeah.
So I've actually really have never done a 1 gate fast expand.
Yeah, I'll guide you a little bit. It shouldn't be too hard.
Should
I get a? Sorry, go ahead.
do you usually get out a zealot right away, or do you save that until?
Well, like I said, I skip it.
Uh-huh.
I'll get like the Zod after the Sentry, after the Stalker Sentry, if they're going Marauder. And if they're going to Rax Reactor first, like your Wargate research, you chrono your Wargate research all the way. So basically, after the Zod, the Stalker or Sentry, usually have Wargate research done and you can start pumping units.
Okay.
So then you react and you micro, and you might fuck it up, but okay, so this guy went AFK, we need someone else.
Alright, let's get a German in here.
I'll get German. I'm glad. Okay.
Let's do it.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm basically gonna be not talking a lot like early on, but as I notice more mistakes, I'll try to make you like focus on them and fix them.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll guide you for the build order. Don't be afraid. Oh yeah, one thing I didn't mention, I scout on 11.
On 11?
Like, yeah, this probe that you're making right now, usually I would rally it to scout.
Okay.
11 because the 9 probe can't scout the 4th location, and it's just better economically.
Okay, good to know. Do you do that? You obviously don't do that with all races, just Terran?
Yeah, just turn.
Yeah. So we are doing 1 gate,
FE, off to gas. So, yeah. We get the core and stuff, don't, like, freak out, get the gas.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I guess I should have mentioned it.
No, that's okay, that's okay.
It's like, we get the expand after we have a Stalker and we clear the SCV.
Okay.
And we get the second gas so they don't think it's a 1 gate FE. It's like tricky, but it works well.
Should I get the second gas after my core?
Oh yeah. And don't forget to add a pylon. And keep making probes. Basically, you add the... Yeah. Only 2 chrono nexus next time, but
Okay.
yeah. Basically, you can add the gas now. You added... Since you're skipping the Zod, you add it whenever you have the money.
Okay.